Hey, what's up, guys? This is Akshay from AS Learning, and today we're gonna see how TextBlob works internally. TextBlob is the most easiest and one of the most popular libraries for doing sentiment analysis, and today we're gonna see how it calculates the sentiment for our phrases. So let's get started. Yeah, so let's see how TextBlob is working. So first we will be importing a library TextBlob. Yeah, so for example purpose we are using the phrase not a very great calculation. So TextBlob tells us that the polarity is minus 0.3 and the subjectivity is 0.075. So let's first try to understand what is polarity and subjectivity. Polarity is the sentiment of that phrase. It can be negative and positive. So if it is negative, so that means that the phrase is in negative sense, in a sad sense, or in an angry sense. If the polarity value is positive, so that means that the sentence is in positive sense. That means that the sentence is in happy way or in an excitement way. And then what is subjectivity? Subjectivity tells us that whether the phrase is subjective or objective. For example, if we have a statement, India is a country. So India is a country is a fact. It is not subjective at all. It is objective. Everyone believes that India is a country because it is a fact. But if someone says that it is it is cold today, that statement is subjectivity. For some people it might be cold, and for some people it might be hot also. So that phrase is question to subjectivity. So that is what is polarity and subjectivity. So in text block, we have the ranges of polarity from -1 to 1, subjectivity from 0 to 1, and we have another term called intensity, which has its value from 0.5 to 2. So intensity is something, if we have a word, if we say something it's good, and if we say that it is very good. So very is the modifier. It is modifying the impact of the word good. So it is intensifying it. So that is reflected by using intensity. So let's get started. We will be calculating the polarity and the subjectivity of a phrase by using TextBlob, and let's see how it's calculated. So TextBlob has a knowledge base in the form of an XML file. So for the word great, it has 4 entries. 4 entries in the form of different, it can be that same word can be used in different senses. It can be used in different part of speech. So that is why 4 entries. So first entry of great has a sense called very good. The other entry of great has if you see the second entry has a sense of major significance or importance. So for different senses we have entries. So I have noted the polarity, subjectivity and intensity value of all the 4 entries. So individually TextBlob calculates the sentiment of the word great by averaging out these values. So it averages the value of polarity and the subjectivity. So it tells me that the sentiment is 0.8 and the subjectivity is 0.5. Then we will see how the word not modifies that sentiment. Not creates a negation impact into a word great. So what TextBlob does is it multiplies the polarity value of the individual word great by 0.5, but it does not affect subjectivity. So the polarity value of 0.8, which was of the individual word great, is now minus 0.4 because of the impact of the word not. So let's see how the individual word very modifies the effect on great. So in the knowledge base of a text block, the modifier very has the intensity of 1.3. So what it does is it multiplies the polarity and the subjectivity by 1.3. So polarity of individual value of great was 0.8. It multiplies it by 1.3 and that value goes above 1. That is why, and then it is capped to 1 because the range of polarity is from -1 to 1. That is why we have a max out at 1, and the value of subjectivity, it is 0.75 into 1.3, that is 0.975. So let's see how the combined effect of not and very has on great. So not very great, if you can see that it gives a reverse effect. So how reverse? Very great, is a positive intensifier and not very great is a negative intensifier. So that is why, due to presence of the word not, we multiply the individual polarity and subjectivity of word great by the reverse of that intensifier, that is 1 upon 1.3, and individually the word not had the negation effect of minus 0.5. So that is how the polarity and subjectivity is calculated of the phrase not very great. Now we have a stop word of a added, and the stop words does not impact the polarity and the subjectivity of text block. That is why the presence of the word a does not create any effect on them. And even in this phrase, the presence of the word calculation does not create any effect. So for calculating the, so in short, if we say for calculating the polarity and the subjectivity of this phrase, TextBlob makes use of the word not, very, and great, and with the process I've explained above, it calculates the value of it. So that is how TextBlob works. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with interested crowd, subscribe to AS Learning. Thank you and have a great day.